Hey, is that folk music that you play there? What is that? How do you call that folk music?
I think it was Studs Terkel who asked Big Bill Brunzi, did he consider his blues music to be folk music? And Big Bill says, well, never heard no horse.
Don't hesitate. It could be your ticket to a new tomorrow.
Oh, man. Bird builds a nest high up in the tree. It's beautiful, simple, and strong. Bird builds a nest and it fits right in. It's like the harmony part to a song. I want a home like that. Simple and true. I want a home like that. For me and for you. So let it shine on everyone. We'll heat our homes with light from the sun. Let it shine. Yeah, come on home. We'll build from straw, clay, wood, and stone. Now the bee builds a hive in the heart of the tree. It's an apartment house so sweet. The bee builds a hive, it's beautiful to see. A home that's good enough to eat. I want a home like that. Simple and true. I want a home like that. For me and for you. So let it shine on everyone. We'll heat our homes with light from the sun. Let it shine, yeah, come on home. We'll build from straw, clay, wood, and stone. Now there's a mansion on the hill, built almost every day. I would not want to build my house that way, 'cause the ransom on that mansion, it'll never go away. They'll have to pay and pay and pay and pay and pay. Now I'm not here to suggest we go back and live in caves, but why do we build these houses that just turn us into slaves, when all we really need is to be warm, safe, and dry, tucked into the earth with a good view of the sky? I'm gonna build a house that lives light on the land, that the birds and the bees can both understand. I'm gonna build a house that sets me free. Don't wanna work for my house, I want my house to work for me. Let it shine on everyone. We'll heat our homes with light from the sun. Let it shine, yeah, come on home. We'll build from straw, clay, wood, straw, clay, wood, straw, clay, wood, and stone.
All right.
Yay.
A song about solar energy
Exactly. You got it in one.
from our guest on Horses Sing None of It tonight. My name is Ralph Litwin. Our guest is Kathy Moser.
Hey, Ralph, it's so nice to be back with you, man.
Good to have you back.
Sorry, am I supposed to shake hands? Yeah, it's great to be here. That's a song about natural building. I'm happy to report it's architecturally correct and accurate, that song. Yeah, so I'm a big fan of environmentally friendly building. So that's what that song's about. And in case people don't know about straw bale houses, that's houses built out of big bales of straw, used like bricks, and then plastered over. They're beautiful. There's some right here in New Jersey.
Are there?
Yeah, there are. At Genesis Farms in Blairstown.
No
There's
kidding.
some, yeah. And they're beautiful because the walls are 18 inches thick, so all the windows are 18 inches deep, and all the doorways are 18 inches deep. It's beautiful.
Sounds nice.
It's really pretty. Yeah. And then you can eat them later if you need to. Oh, no, wait. No, that's not true. That would be hay. But that song's on my new record.
And your new record is?
My new record is called Someone Like You. And it's about, that song is about, I believe that the universe is kind of calling forth in this time of crisis for people to step up and do stuff, especially teenagers. I think a lot of teenagers get in trouble because there's not enough cool stuff to do. So my song's kind of begging them to get out and get involved. I think the big energy crisis in our country is that we're not utilizing the energy of teenagers.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, I was one of those teenagers that didn't have enough cool stuff to do. So I know from whence I speak.
Did you grow up in New Jersey?
I did. I came here when I was 10. Yeah, I grew up in Pennsylvania before that. But a while ago, I had the opportunity. I was completely free. I could go anywhere. And I decided to stay here. And I'm so glad I did. Yeah.
We're glad you did too.
Thank you, Ralph.
How about another tune?
All right, cool. I'll play you that song, Someone Like You. And on the record, it's like hip-hop / folk. I call it folk hop. And it features some musicians you know probably. It's got Buck Dilly on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, another great New Jersey musician. And Andy Gessling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a little hip-hop folk thing. It's called Someone Like You, and here it is. What if it turned out to be true, that the only one who could save this world was you? Furthermore, every time that you help somebody else, the one you end up helping the most is actually yourself. It's like love, like laughter. You can't measure these things. Just dream every dream and grow really big wings. 'Cause there's no getting out where you're gonna go. This is the only world you and I are ever gonna know. So why not make it someplace we actually want to live? We make a living from what we get, but we make a life from what we give. And the world, she's down on her knees. She's right outside that door begging somebody please. Bust a move, make a stand, come on. There's so much to do. What the world needs now is someone like you. I know. Hard world to stay awake and alert. There's so much pain, so much fear, so much darkness, so much hurt. Please, please, stay strong and stay alive and stay real. Build a castle from your friends. Tell people how you feel. Your emotion, it's like fuel, baby, like gasoline. And you could use that to drive an awesome, world-changing machine. But that same emotion locked down inside, and that gasoline is gonna burn you alive. That's the cutting, the huffing, the drinking, the dope, yo. That's what people do when we feel like there is no hope, no. But it's a big fat lie you and I've been told. There's nothing you can do. This whole deal's remote controlled. When the world, she's down on her knees, right outside that door begging somebody please. Bust a move, make a stand, come on. There's so much to do. What the world needs now is someone like you. Listen, kindness is so simple. It's so seldom heard. We got kids dying in our schools for just one encouraging word. There's a reason, there's a power, there's a gift to being kind. What if someone had just been really nice to those 2 kids from Columbine? 'Cause the kids that don't fit in, you know they're gonna save the day. What we need right about now is people who could think some different way. And the kid who finally cracks the code and hands us all the cure for cancer is gonna have the mind of a freak, baby. That's how they'll find the answer. It's modest Yahoo, Celia Earhart, Dr. King, Van Gogh, Anita Franco, Einstein, Edison, and Michelangelo, yo. So what if it turned out to be true, that the only one who could save this world was you? 'Cause there's no getting out where you're gonna go. This is the only world you and I are ever gonna know. And the world, she's down on her knees, right outside that door begging somebody please. Take your heart in your hand, just go, make one thing change. Once you do, I promise you, you will never be the same. Become a living example of what somebody had in mind when they named our species humankind. Bust a move, make a stand, come on. There's so much to do. What the world needs now is someone like you. Yes, it's true, you know we do. Someone like you. What the world needs now is someone like you.
Great song.
thank you, Ralph.
That is terrific.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That's one of those songs you hope eventually will not be needed. You know, but I really believe that, especially the idea that people who don't fit in, like those people are really valuable in the culture because they're the people who are going to move us forward.
Yep.
Because they see stuff that's differently. So we just can't afford to lose those people, you know, especially right about now. It's a time we really need people to think differently. So, yeah, that's what that song's for.
It's very well crafted.
Oh, thank you. I tell you what, I love the hip hop thing. And I was thinking as I was singing that, I would bet possibly that I might possibly, I don't know, it's an illustrious group of people. And so many of them have been here, but it's possible I could have been the first person to quote MC Hammer on Horses Think None of It. A bust a move thing. Yeah, I think it's possible. I'm not sure. I'm not going to say for sure that that's true, but I think it's true. It's possible.
We had John Brahman, who was the ukulele hip-hop master.
Really? Oh my gosh. Did by himself or did he have an MC?
No, just him.
Just him?
Yeah.
What was that like, Ralph?
It was great.
What was hip hop about it?
The songs and the rhythms.
And the ukulele was hip hop-ish?
Yep.
Wow. Can I just say that I think probably that's a very small genre in the record store?
Yes.
It's like one record in that little section. Yeah. It's like Afro-Celtic. There's a whole Afro-Celtic thing. I was like, whoa, how did that happen? I'm in tune.
You look like you're ready for something.
Well, I would like to play this other song, if you don't mind.
I don't mind at all.
Okay. So this is a song about this caterpillar in my backyard. His name is Marvin. And he turned into a butterfly, and he was like totally upset about that because he had not been planning on that. And he woke up and he was a butterfly, and he was completely clueless and sort of frustrated, actually. And so this song, I wanted to call it Transformation is rhymes with rich, but I didn't because I want to be able to come on shows like yours. So instead I called it Marvin, the Ballad of the Reluctant Grand Spangled Fritillary, which is an actual butterfly type, Grand Spangled Fritillary. I had a very enjoyable afternoon reading through Alison Gessling's Butterfly Handbook. And so here's a couple interesting ideas because, again, our culture's in this big transformation, right? It has to. We have to transform, and it's awkward. And so here's two really interesting butterfly facts. I think they're interesting. One is that some caterpillars, they don't make a chrysalis. The chrysalis is their most inner layer of skin. And the way they activate the process of transformation is they shed, and they shed, and they shed. And when that inner layer of skin is exposed to the air, it hardens. And that's the chrysalis. Metaphysically, metaphorically, I think it's so interesting, the idea that we carry our chrysalis inside of us and that we activate transformation through the action of letting go of stuff, you know, whatever it might be, our image of ourselves or whatever we might have to let go of. And then the other really interesting thing, which is can I tell you something, Ralph?
Yes, please.
I'm actually completely a nerd. I love science. I'm a complete nerd. This whole artist thing is just a front for my deep nerdhood. I hope you don't mind me being on your show still. But so check this out. Some caterpillars, well, no, all of them. So you're a caterpillar, right? And you have a body and you have lungs and you have a heart and you have a brain and all that stuff and you're functioning. And then you go into your chrysalis, you melt down to goop, to the molecular level. No part carries through in this process. There's this part in the middle of the transformation process where there's no organs or anything. And then it all reforms and becomes a butterfly. So my question is, how does it stay alive while it's goop? How is it that it's alive when it's goop? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know about you, but myself personally, I've just come out of a big goop phase. So this is the Ballad of Marvin, the Reluctant Grand Spangled Fritillary. I was minding my own business. Not that I really have a lot of business to mind. It was Tuesday and I was out in the garden, just eating leaves, enjoying the sunshine. And then all of a sudden, and not really for any particular reason, I started feeling so ill at ease. Now the season for molting, that was weeks ago. Oh no, what if I have a really bad caterpillar disease? So I decide, I'm gonna go find Edith. Edith is bossy, but she always knows what's going on. I looked high, I looked low, I looked everywhere I could think of, but Edith was gone. Now I'm sick and I'm worried and frankly, slightly nauseous. I look for a spot I could go lie down. I stick my 4 back feet right there on that shady branch and I let my head hang down towards the ground. And maybe I was just dreaming. Could be my imagination, but a voice just kept on repeating. These are the blues of transformation. It got worse. So I started shedding. No, I mean really on and on and on. Like every single bit of skin I'd ever known and been slightly fond of, Ralph, every single stitch of it was gone. And it turns out that my inner child is chartreuse bright green. I am mortified. I haven't had this bad a day since I was a larva. I know you know just what I mean. And then my skin, it starts to harden and tighten, and I'm just feeling so trapped. If anybody ever tells you they enjoyed the cocoon, I suggest you do not believe that. Because that, my friends, is right about the time the whole thing starts to get weird. I start to fall apart. I know, we've all had our own little breakdowns, but listen, I got no brains, no lungs, and no heart. And maybe I was just dreaming. Could be my imagination, but a voice just kept on repeating. These are the blues of transformation. I woke up. I was trapped. I was in the dark and I was all alone. I told myself, as soon as I get myself out of here, I am going straight directly back home. So I look for a way out, and there isn't one. I have no idea what I should do. It looks like the only way I'm ever gonna get myself out of here is just put my head down and go straight through. So I push, and I pull, and I crush, and I cry, and I bite, and I scream, and I moan, and I complain, and I cry, and I moan, and I curse, and I moan, and I cry, and I complain, and I push, and I push, and I push, and I'm out. Hey, I'm still right here in the garden. Something is strange. There's something sticking up out of my back. Oh no, not wings. And I stretch my legs. Hey, what happened to my legs? I had 16 of them and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 of them are gone. Well, one thing I can tell right away is I'm gonna have to find some new way of holding on. Right then a voice says, Marvin. Is that you, Marvin? What a beautiful proboscis you've got. And your wings, they're magnificent. Who would have thought, but Marvin, I've got to say it, you are hot. Edith? Is that you, Edith? Well, goodness gracious, Edith, what happened to you? And she says, I am a butterfly now, Marvin, and you are too. No, you have not been dreaming. It's not your imagination. It's been me all along repeating. These are the blues, blues. These are the blues of transformation.
All right.
Marvin.
Cool song.
Thank you.
We should let folks know how they can find out more information about your recording and your touring performing schedule.
Okay.
They can go to kathymoser.com.
That's one-stop shopping, folks, right there. It's all right there. Yes. And you can also go to iTunes. What I love about that is it's all electrons. Isn't that so interesting? Right? It's just the electrons reorganize themselves in your computer and my bank account. Basically, that's all that happens. It's really cool, and then I can go buy food. It's great. No, I'm really working on that because CDs last for tens of thousands of years. They're not playable for that long, but they last that long. So everything we can do to reduce our footprint is a good thing. Yes.
Well said.
Thank you. I've been practicing that speech for days. So, would you like to hear another song, Ralph?
I would, very much.
Okay. So one thing I'm doing on my album is, with the official release, I'm not going to actually make a CD. But right now I have some CDs. But there's 10 songs on the CD, but there's 5 that are only online. And that's to help those people who are not using iTunes yet or any kind of electronic media, whatever, and sucking them across the technological divide through bribery, basically. Because they can go on and get all those songs for free. So this is a song I wrote. I went to song school in Colorado, Rocky Mountain Song School, which is a great, fun place to go. And they had us do this exercise. And so you wrote about a part of time in your life that really changed you, like where from one day to the next your life was fundamentally different. And you wrote about it in great detail. And then you shared your story with someone else. And then you wrote the other person's story. So I'm very proud of this song. And this is not my story, but it's my song. And all of the details came from this guy, Kevin, who grew up in a pretty rough house. And he told me a lot of details about that experience. And so this song is Kevin's story. It's called Coming Back for You. He was 12 years old, a mile from home, when something stopped him in his tracks. He couldn't go on, he couldn't stay there, he couldn't know he couldn't go back. He couldn't walk the plank to that white front door, dying for a place called home. The youngest of 5, he lived in a house where everybody lived alone. It was late October, late afternoon, the fields were dry and brown. There was nobody else, so he said to himself as he knelt down on the ground, if I ever make sense of this life I'm living, I know what I'm gonna do. Then he buried his heart in the cold, dry dirt he broke himself into. Sometimes to survive, just to stay alive, this is what we have to do. No matter what it takes, no matter where I go, I swear I am coming back for you. And when he turned 24, locked up again, something stopped him in his tracks. He couldn't go on, he couldn't stay there, he couldn't know he couldn't go back. The walls of his cell were the walls of his mind, were the walls of his life from the start. And he fell to his knees, he was begging to be free when he heard this voice from his heart. Sometimes to survive, just to stay alive, this is what we have to do. No matter what it takes, no matter where you go, I swear I am coming back for you. And he was broken, open, inside, in silence. Broken, open. See the mirror, getting clearer. So now I'm here at 50 years, something stops me in my tracks. I can't go on, I can't stay here, I have to go back. 'Cause I see these boys down on their knees, burying their hearts in the dirt. And I kneel right down, I pull them in, I say, son, I know how that hurts. Sometimes to survive, just to stay alive, this is what we have to do. But we could heal ourselves when we help someone else. That's why I am coming back for you. Coming back for you. Coming back for you. Coming back for you.
Another great one.
Thank you. That was a really interesting process, man. It's so interesting. Sometimes it just makes it freer somehow. You know, to do something that's not about you. Yeah.
We just have time to jam one out.
Okay, guys, here we go. At home, what you want to do at home is that you want to sound like a trombone. Can we hear that, Ralph? What he said. Womp, womp. Womp, 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 womp. Come on, man. Womp, 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 womp. Womp, 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 womp. Okay, stop, thanks. So little things like a kiss goodnight. The little things like those notes we used to write. I'm not saying I miss you. I just miss those little things we used to do. Come on, Ralph. Yeah. It's those little things like driving home. The little things like not sleeping alone. And I'm not saying I miss you. I just miss those little things we used to do. Come on, Ralph. Yeah, man. Trombone, everybody. Womp, 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 womp. Womp, 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 womp. Womp, 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 womp. Womp, 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 womp. That was great. Stop, thanks. It's the little things like kiss goodnight. Little things, the notes we used to write. And I'm not saying I miss you. I just miss those little things we used to do. Come on, Ralph. The little things, yeah. The little